Hello friends, this is Adit from My Cricket Dream. So in this video I plan to say top 3 big news of world cricket. The first news is related between West Indies versus Bangladesh tour, which will kickstart on January 20. Second news is that Rohit Sharma achieves yet another record against the mighty Aussies. And the third is that we are going to wait about the live review of the third test between Australia and India second day. So kick-starting with the first news, we are going to start with West Indies versus Bangladesh tour. West Indies all-rounder Rohit Sharma to miss Bangladesh tour after testing positive for COVID-19. West Indies star all-rounder Rohit Sharma has been ruled out of the tour of Bangladesh after having tested positive for coronavirus. He will be replaced by Keon Harding. Shepherd is currently in his hometown of Goa, where he is self-isolating and thus will not be part of the tour. His positive COVID-19 result came about after the first series of tests that were held by Cricket West Indies (CWI) ahead of the tour. The second round of tests all returned negative for the remainder of the squad, thus clearing them for travel for a tour that will see a depleted side to be on the tour. In accordance with the established government stipulations, Shepherd will remain in Goa, where he is undergoing a period of isolation that unfortunately will extend beyond the team's travel period, a CWI release stated on Friday, January 8. Following established medical protocol, CWI started the first of a series of COVID-19 tests on all the members of the Bangladesh touring party on January 2, and following a receipt of results today, CWI can confirm that all other members of the touring party have returned negative results. All members of the touring party took their second and final pre-travel COVID-19 test yesterday, it added. The West Indies are already without test skipper Jason Holder, white ball captain Kieron Pollard, Darren Bravo, Sharma Brooks, Roston Chase, Sheldon Cottrell, Evan Lewis, Shea Hope, Shimron Hetmeyer, and West Indies star striker Nicholas Pooran, all of whom have pulled out of the tour that includes 3 one-dayers and 2 tests. The reasons cited by the players were down either to the COVID-19 pandemic or personal reasons. The tour gets underway on January 20 with a 3-match ODI series, with all matches set to take place at Chittagong or Dhaka. Now, before ending this news, we can see the West Indies squad for the ODIs and West Indies squad for the Test. Starting with the West Indies squad for the ODIs, Jason Mahmood will be the new skipper. The standing skipper will Sunil Ambrose will be the vice captain. Nkrumah Bonner will be the third. Joshua De Silva, Keon Hartling, Jahmar Hamilton, Chamar Holder, Akil Hussain, Alzari Joseph, Kyle Myers, Kjorin Otley, Roman Powell, Raymond Rafer and Hayden Vash Jr. West Indies squad for Test. Craig Braithwaite will be the captain, whereas Jermaine Blackwood will be the vice captain. Nkrumah Bonner, John Campbell, Rakeem Cornwall, Joshua De Silva, Shannon Gabriel, Kevin Hodge, Alzari Joseph, Kyle Myers, Shane Mosley, Veerasamy Perumal, Kemar Roach, Raymond Rafer and Jomal Warikan. The second news I would like to share with you guys is about a record that Rohit Sharma has achieved in the latest test series against Australia, the third test. And on day 2, today, Rohit Sharma becomes the first batsman to complete 100 international sixes against Australia. Rohit Sharma, India's one of the most dominant openers, achieves another milestone while batting on the second day of the ongoing test against Australia in Sydney. Rohit, who is known for his six-hitting abilities, has recorded 100 maximums against Australia. After missing the first 2 tests of the Border-Gavaskar series due to an injury and quarantine, Rohit replaces Mayank Agarwal as the opener for the third match. In reply to Australia's first innings total of 338, Rohit Sharma walked in and opened with the youngster Shubman Gill. Both the batsmen were cautious and solid in their approach against the mighty Aussie pace bowlers till off-spin Nathan Lyon was introduced in the 14th over of the innings. In Lyon's second over, the right-hander skipped onto the pitch of the ball and launched it over the long on fielder for half a dozen runs. With this 6 against Lyon on Friday, January 8, the right-hander becomes the first and the only batsman to hit 100 sixes against Australia. He achieved this feat in 67 innings. The 33-year-old also notched his maiden ODI double 100 against the same opposition as well. The next best is England's limited over skipper Ian Morgan, who has smashed 63 sixes against Australia in 69 innings. Amongst other Indians, former players MS Dhoni and Indian batting legend and god of cricket Sachin Tendulkar have lofted 60 sixes against the Kangaroos. With 424 maximums, the Mumbai Indians captain is currently third on the list of the most international sixes behind Chris Gale's 534 and Shaheen Afridi's tally of 476. Rohit Sharma and Shubhman Gill set a strong base, match evenly poised. India ended day 2 at the SCG at the score of 96 for 2 and trailed by 242 runs. Rohit Sharma, after missing the Test series in New Zealand last year and a couple of matches against Australia, returned to his opening spot, partnered by a new player, Shubhman Gill, who made an impressive debut in Melbourne at MCG. Both the openers gave a solid foundation to Team India. Rohit in particular, who hasn't played any red ball cricket since the series against South Africa in 2019, was hateful while batting against the new ball. Both defended and left the good balls while cashed on the bad ones. Rohit got out for 26 to a soft dismissal as he lobbed a catch back to Josh Hazlewood, the birthday boy. Gill continued to cement his place as the opener in the Test side as he raced his maiden Test 50 before edging one to Cameron Green of the bowling of Pat Cummins. Ajinkya Rahane and Cheteshwar Pujara saw off the last 77 balls of the day and will continue batting on day 3 in order to take a lead and bat Australia out of the game. The third and the final news I would like to share about you guys is the same news but it's little different. In this last news in this video, we are going to talk about Australia versus India third test live review. Ravindran Jadeja and Shubman Gill shine as India dominate day 2 despite Steve Smith's terrific century. Steve Smith's magnificent gusty 100 was neutralized by Ravindran Jadeja's 4-wicket haul and rookie Shubman Gill's fluent half-century as a resolute India reached 96 for 2 after dismissing Australia for 338 on the second day of the third test in Sydney on Friday. The Indian bowlers, especially Jadeja and the ever dependable Jasprit Bumrah, were brilliant with their length and line on a flat SCG deck where Steve Smith 131 of 226 balls along with Marnus Labuschagne's handy knock of 91 of 196 balls raised visitors of a 450 plus by taking the side to 206 for 2 at one stage, but in the end 338 was all they managed in a little less than 106 overs with none of their other batsmen making any telling contributions. It was only fitting that Jadeja's split-second brilliance from the deep found Smith shot of his crease. Then it was the calm and collective Gill, 50 of 101 balls, who was assured during those cover drives of Nathan Lyon and equally breathtaking while presenting his forward defense to Pat Cummins. He and Rohit Sharma, 26 of 77 balls, added 70 in 27 overs, but more importantly set the stage for skipper Ajinkya Rahane, 5 batting of 40 balls, and Cheteshwar Pujara, 9 batting of 53 balls to cash in on the batting friendly conditions on third day. Despite the cloud over for the better part of the day, there was not much swing on offer and lack of moisture meant that there wasn't any turn or for that matter even some movement of the pitch. The Australian attack looked more inspired than ever and Rohit, playing his first game in nearly 2 months, did all the hard work for nearly 2 hours before falling to check an uppish drive that was pouched by the bowler Josh Hazlewood. But it was a day when India had two openers who were both ready to pull the fast bowlers during their opening spells and dominate Leon with magnificent footwork. Both frittered away good starts, but in both the context provided the launch pad when the team failed to get in the first two tests. The first two sessions could be really described as fascinating, with Australia getting 172 runs in just under 51 overs, largely due to some positive batting by Steve Smith and Labuschagne, and down the order by Mitchell Starc of 24 of 30 deliveries. But Jadeja and Bumrah, especially with the second new ball, were on target even as debutant Navdeep Saini 2 for 65 leaked a few runs due to the sheer inexperience. The Sydney track didn't have much help for the slow bowlers in the first 2 days, but that didn't deter the great Jadeja from denying Labuschagne a deserving 100. In a stop-start first session, Labuschagne, who was looking good for 100 when he got an arm ball from Jadeja, which bounced a bit more and also spinned a little more, denying him room for a non-existent cut shot. The result was a smart catch by the standing skipper Ajinkya Rahane, who positioned himself a bit wide at the first slip. Labuschagne's 196 ball innings had 11 boundaries and no one deserved a three-figure score more than him. He and Smith, in their bid to neutralize India's leg side field, played some eye-catching strokes as well. Smith completed his half-century in the very next over after Labuschagne's dismissal of Ravichandran Ashwin 0 for 74 in 24 overs, who has been well below his best during the 5 sessions that India has been on the field. The two batsmen had little trouble as they blended caution with aggression perfectively during the first hour on the track, that offering slow turn with no visible demons in it. The Indian bowlers continued bowling in straight lines with a heavy leg side field that they have been employing since the second test match. What changed for Australia was the understanding of the opposition's tragedy better, as they showed an aggressive intent against a pace bowling attack that consists of Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj and Navdeep Saini. While Jadeja got a couple of wickets, both Ashwin and him erred on the shorter side of the length, giving Smith ample opportunity to rock back and play through the vacant spaces in the offside area. While the pronounced shuffle was still there, Smith did cover his leg stump while going across and was hardly troubled by any Indian bowlers. Despite a tight leg side field, he was able to find onside gaps, and once it was 278 for 7 after Pat Cummins' dismissal, the next 60 runs came in a jiffy in 11 overs, courtesy of Smith's aggressive approach. So, now the main question on day 3 is that will India be able to finish the trail and get a positive lead in day 3? They will be depending a lot on the partnership between their standing skipper Ajinkya Rahane and their rock Cheteshwar Pujara to smack the Australian bowlers again on day 3 in SCG. But it all waits for 24 hours. We need to wait for that 24 hours while we have to wait for the next action to begin, which is on 9 January 2021 at SCG. So thank you for watching my channel. Kindly like, subscribe and comment, and for more such notifications of the world cricket, kindly subscribe channel, and also kindly like, share and comment the video. Thank you.